Welcome back, everyone, to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, the number one 100% listener supported radio station on the planet, and maybe even beyond. Who knows? Probably transmitting some stuff out there too. Space stations and stars and other galaxies, and we don't even know it. It's like being a poet. You don't even know it. So, uh, basically, I want everyone to know that the reason we are on the air and bringing you the truth in an unsolicited format, if you noticed, we aren't run by corporate campaign. We are not run by a political agenda. We are basically here to tell the truth and have freedom of speech. The only things we do not do on this station are bash other hosts. If you're a public figure and you've been doing something wrong, we may bring it up, but we don't bash our friends here on the station, and we also don't attack people for their beliefs and that type of thing. We just basically we're a conduit, we're a way into you doing your own research and looking into the different issues that are offered to you both on Studios A and B here on this amazing Truth Network. There's like 70 hosts, which means there's, I don't know, 50, 60 different shows, something like that. It's crazy. And I'm just so happy to have been a part, still to be a part of this amazing Truth Network. I've been here almost since the beginning. And, I take breaks every now and then, but I'm really happy to have my new version of this show called At This Moment with me, Angela Black. And that's every Thursday now at 10 p.m. Eastern, or if you translate that, that's 7 p.m. Pacific. And since we are global, wonderful people all around the world can do the math to figure out what their time zone is. The manipulation of time and stuff like that is always fun. So, yes, find yourself donating. That was my next point. If you can find your way into the support button on this amazing Truth Network, or the site support, I think I said site support button, or the donate button, basically you can find yourself with amazing prizes if you fork out some cash, if you have it in your pocket. So yeah, find yourself donating to the station. There's so many different ways to look into it, and you can contact us here on freedomslips.com. Just come into the chat and ask one of the chat moderators, how can I help? How can I donate? And by the way, just being a part of the chat and being a listener, whether you're in the chat or whether you're listening through, what do we have? Gosh, iHeartRadio, I think iTunes, Spreaker, TalkStream Live. I know I'm missing a couple, but there are Live 365. I'm not sure if we're a part of that or not. So if I gave them a promo and didn't mean to, sorry. But the point is, you can find us all over the globe on many different avenues. So please do figure out how to at least acquaint yourself with the station's website, our homepage, every once in a while, which would be, again, freedomslips.com. I think we also have revolution-radio.com, but I always love the freedomslips.com. Some people say freedomslips.com, which either one, it works just fine for me. So, okay. Deep breath, Angela. Come on, you can do it. Ready? All right, everybody, ready? In and out. Ready? Isn't that great? I know, I can breathe. I really can. Anyway, so we lost Peta shortly before the break. I'm joined today by two people, Heather Maxfield and Peta Adams, both energy workers, light heal. Well, I don't want to use the word healer. Light coaches, basically menders of your life, ways to help you get inspired to heal your life through different channels such as Reiki, crystals, light therapy, and I believe also angel oracles and that type of thing. So welcome back to the show, ladies.
Hello.
Thank you. I'm so glad you're back, Peta. And then Heather was actually getting into a little bit of how you two met, and I thought we'd give her a chance to just finish that quick synopsis before we got into all things Peta again.
Yeah. No, Peta, why don't you go ahead and share? I'm going to put it back on
mute.
Mute,
favorite
because
button.
I've got a little cough going on. So
okay. Yeah, Peta, if you want to tell us basically how you met Heather and how you are both offering this awesome stuff in Olympia, Washington.
Sure. I don't know how long ago it was, 4, 5, 6 years. I'm not sure, but Heather and I were at a wedding, and we got to sit by each other, and I just took a liking to her. It was just one of those things where I think our spirits recognized each other. And throughout the last, the few years, I saw her one time at a kind of a meditation class.
Hmm.
And we always just, our energy always really gelled. And I went to a Christmas party of hers, and something said, take her one of your business cards, and I'm like, really? Is she into woo woo? And so before I left, I handed it to her, and she looked at it and she goes, cool, this is really cool. I'm really into this. And it just made me feel good. And I knew one day we would be, working together or just, really intertwined. And we are finally at that point right now. And it's just been so much fun.
Wow, that's great. So anything else you wanted to add, Heather, to how you two met? I think it was at 2008, as Heather was mentioning.
Oh,
But I think she's muted, so we can
Yeah,
probably
I'm
just...
unmuted now. Sorry. I have allergies and anyway.
Yeah.
I'm good. I need to do some Reiki on myself.
she was going to say you're just Ricky on yourself.
Better do some Ricky, girl. What the heck?
Put a crystal on your throat.
That's right. Uh-huh.
Put a crystal on your throat.
I feel the same way, Peta, about you. I think we were just immediately drawn to one another. And you just always had a great vibe. And then I was mentioning how we're both like, same sign, born 3 days apart from each other.
Oh, really? 3 days before?
Yeah.
Is she the same birthday as Will,
She's a
or
Pisces.
3 days before?
She's a Pisces. She's 3 days before, right, Peta?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the 10th. I don't know Will's birthday. But...
Oh, no, we're 2 days apart then.
Will's...
Oh, yeah, you're the 12th.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't be giving out all that information.
Number is.
That's funny. My mom's an Aries, by the way. Wait, no, you're Pisces. I'm sorry. My mistake. Okay, so now we did a lot after you disappeared, Peta. So can we jump back to what you were talking about? You were talking about people are seeking help with change, I believe was what you were getting into. That the world is changing and people are looking at how to make that a good transition. People don't want they want to let go of the past and make this change meaningful. Is that am I close?
Yeah, absolutely. Some people are calling this the Great Awakening, and 2015 is going to have such a different energy, and it's going to be such a different way of life that's in the offering for those who are, aligning with it. As far as just living a more authentic life, it's going to be more about love and less about, the corporate rat race and material things. And I've been noticing it all year. I think it started last summer, when summers are usually really light and fun, and last summer was awful. It was just really stagnant, and it's been one hard lesson after another, and everybody who comes in for readings is feeling it every month. And so every morning when I channel, they've just been saying, people who haven't cleaned up their lives in the last 5 to 10 years and learn the lessons they signed up for here, they're making you figure them out right now, and so we can go into 2015 with a clean slate.
Wow,
So.
yeah, it is important. And even, let me ask you a question. So let's say we have noticed, well, okay, wait. So the things you offer, let's just finish that thought process and then move on. I know I'm all over the board. It's part of my style. So you do light therapy and you do readings for people. Is that correct?
Yes.
Light coaching, life coaching. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then people usually find you through, I'm assuming, word of mouth, but you also have a Facebook page, which I'm pulling up right now, and I would post into the chat room. It's a long title, everyone.
She gives me a hard time about it, but it was so hard. It came to me, and I tried to break it up, and it just says, you know what, roll with it. So
it's creating harmony, light,
path coaching.
path. All right, I'm typing it in right now. Hold on, coaching. All right, let's see if I can find it. Just by typing in face. Yes, I found it. So great. I'm going to post this in the chat. And so anyway, continue on. We were talking. Okay, yeah, this was my question. I'm going to breathe. All right.
What's your question?
So my question is, let's say we haven't completely cleaned up our path, but we have certainly made steps toward ridding the old habits and past hindrances and that type of thing. But we haven't made it to the end line, the finish line yet. In other words, everything's not perfect, but we're certainly walking in the right direction. Do I need to get that done by the end of this month, and then if I'm not, I'm totally screwed? I mean.
Right. Well, I mean, who knows if I've completely done all my work? I mean, I'm still hearing self work that I do all the time, and I think it's the people. It's the really big stuff. It's the blocks. I mean, we're always going to have self work and all that stuff for forever, I guess. But no, I think that you're good if you're not feeling it. I mean, people that come here are seriously like freaked out. I'll wake up and I'll have like 20 text messages, like 10 emails, like, "Hey, can I see you today?"
Uh-huh.
Wow, what's going on? And oddly enough, everybody I read for that day has the same theme. They're all working on the same vibrational level. It's such a trip. And then I did an event last week, and this is the first time this has ever happened. And every single person, I think I had like 14 readings. They were all first timers.
Wow.
Yeah. And
how did they find you? How do they find you?
Well, I was doing an event with a girlfriend who owns a salon, and she just thought, how fun, for you to come in and while everybody's kind of getting all these services done, they would just come sit in my chair for 10, 15 minutes. And it was just really interesting to see all these people who, they're everybody who sat down said, I don't do stuff like this, and I don't think I believe in stuff like this. And I'm like, great, you're my favorite. Let's go. So.
That's terrific. Honestly, I would have to say that's a brilliant idea to promote what you're doing, Peta, because like if I'm at a salon, I'm just chilling and I'm getting, pampered or whatever, which, it doesn't happen as often as I'd like these days. But nonetheless, I would be apt to try that service, and then I'd probably be hooked right after that. And, I know Heather is, in a different realm. She doesn't do a lot of, I think with her crystals, I think she was talking about pulling a card and then utilizing crystals. So that might be a good avenue for you as well, Heather, to promote your business. And then the interesting thing that you and I have been both you ladies and I have been talking about over the past few days since we've been able to connect getting ready for this show was that, Skype is a great avenue as well. Like, because you get to see the people if you want and if they want and that type of thing. It's a wonderful venue. And I don't know. I mean, it has its issues every now and then. But in general, to be able to offer long distance services through a venue such as Skype, I think there's other ones. There's Viber and there's I'm sure there's I think even Facebook makes phone calls these days. I don't really know, but whatever you can offer long distance things as well. Readings can happen over the airwaves these days, and I think that's. And I don't discount that, by the way. In a few weeks, everyone, I'm going to have a friend of mine, Chris Kaler, on. He does sacred geometry, and he's done a reading for me where he's seen spells that were cast upon me by exactly I know who.
Wow.
And he was able to. I mean,
I want to meet him.
Yeah. I originally wanted to maybe have him on this show, but interestingly, he's going to come back. He's going to come on for only 1 hour supposedly, but everyone who comes on my show wants to stay for the full 2 hours usually. So when that happens, maybe we'll all commune on the same is that a good word? We'll all meet. We'll all meet on the show and maybe just exchange ideas. Yeah, he makes a pretty good living doing really great service for people on Skype as well as offering services in his locality, which is in Canada, by the way. So he's in Canada. So anyway, yeah.
The math part of it, which is something that's not my specialty, but the geometry, the symbols, that is part of the new energy as well. So I would love to hear what.
Yeah, he builds these contraptions and they're amazing. And he studied under a guy and so it'll be very interesting for you, both of you actually, to meet him. We could have a group Skype call to just say hello and kind of familiarize each other with each other. I don't know if that made sense.
You were talking about,
Skype.
doing readings on Skype, yeah, and over the phone. Most of the people for the longest time I had never met. Most of them were just, out of state, and it took me a while to kind of come out, to be like, okay, I'm doing this for real.
Uh-huh.
More like my friends would come to my house during a bad time, and I'd, pull out my cards from under my bed and be like, let's take a look,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So for sure,
Well,
Skype, I love
that's
it.
awesome. And I have this great deck of tarot cards, and I've got to find my angel cards. When you move, you lose. I had them. I don't know where they are, but I have the angel cards, and I always think they're so positive and so wonderful, and that's something I think is really important. But at the same time, tarot is also important. It can be, interpreted in many ways. If there is some type of negative energy, then that's obviously a great tool for somebody to recognize that and then go ahead and be proactive to make that change and that type of thing. Anyway, my interesting story about my tarot cards, which I have not been able to share with you yet, Peta, and Heather for that matter, was that an individual who I will not name at this point may have stolen my deck of tarot cards and did steal my deck of tarot cards and treated them somewhat poorly. I found them scattered around a locale and this type of thing. I mean, you can all probably assume who it is, but it doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't matter who it was. The point is that I had to go on a hunt for all of my cards, and I had to make sure that the deck was complete, obviously. And thank God none of them were actually damaged, because that would have also really changed the energy of the deck, etc. And so I am happy to say that I have gathered all this. It was years ago now, but I have that same deck, and I was so thrilled to put the whole deck back together, because I just felt, you cannot do a tarot reading with one card missing. You just can't. It's
Right.
not even, I mean, like, it makes me go, it doesn't make sense. So I have to tell you, when I'll pull them for other people as well, or I'll have people pull their cards, etc. And I'm no expert. I just play around because I know that it's right there in front of me, and it just seems that the card chooses me, or the cards choose me, or I'm choosing. We have a relationship already. That
Yes.
card, it's so. And then I don't know a whole lot, like, off the top of my head, so I'll usually look into different descriptions online, which is a wonderful tool. The internet can be a wonderful tool,
Oh yeah.
to find meaning with those cards, etc. But yeah, I'm a big fan, and I find that when the reader is completely pure in their heart and soul at that moment, and also just ready and empty and open, like I've never come across a card that didn't make perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Like, I mean, it's just odd to me. So I applaud you in that, path that you're taking, because it is a huge responsibility to be, helping somebody with their future, and whether so do they pull the cards? Do you pull the cards?
I pull the cards. I work with 3 decks at a time,
Oh,
and the angel cards are kind of set in a pyramid in the middle, and that is what a symbol to me is what their spirit guides are immediately wanting them to work on, what their themes are. And then
wow.
kind of when the channel kind of clicks in, and I just kind of start talking. And then I use the tarot cards in different places on the table, and that gives me an idea of outside influences, certain people, how they view themselves, and timelines with numbers.
Uh-huh.
So, and then I have like an affirmation deck so they can kind of realign. But I wanted to do this and be able to give them homework. I wanted people to be drawn to me, that they want to do something, they want to create change. And
Yeah, you've talked about that with me, where you were telling me that if they, okay, so someone will come to you,
Mhm.
you'll do a reading for them, and you'll tell them what they need to work on, self work, basically like homework on the soul, type thing, on the spirit, and they'll come back, X amount of days or weeks later, and you'll pull a reading, and it'll be you've experienced this, where you pull the exact same reading.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, I mean, wasn't this what you had last time? Because I always ask. I wear a native medicine bag with some different stones and things that was gifted to me. So when I put my medicine bag on, the universe, spirit knows that's when I'm in channel. So, I put that on and I took it off and I'm like, hey, wait, isn't this what we got last time? And he's like, I don't know. And I go, did you not do your self work? And he was like, well, no. And I, why would you expect anything different? It was, it was interesting. And he's like, well, I'm a guy. I'm not going to do a bunch of writing exercises. And I'm like, no, you're a person who has a major block and it's you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's not negative. That's not a negative reading. That's like, hey, and then what's nice about that is that basically from what I'm gathering with that, interaction between that guy and you is that, hey, you're paying the money. If you don't want to go do the self work and you want to pay me more money, I can't help it that your reading is exactly the same. I mean,
yeah. I don't know.
yeah.
I'm not the girl to go to if you just want an immediate answer, a quick fix, and you got to take a look at something, and there's all kinds of different factors. So
That's great.
yeah.
Well, if it's all right with you ladies, is there anything else you want to discuss about all things Peta Adams and creating harmony, light path coaching that I haven't missed? That I have missed, that I have missed.
I don't think you have missed anything. Yeah, it's
great.
We do all kinds of work.
I'm gonna drag. It's a term we use in Skype, meaning that I can click my mouse on her name and then pull her into the call. So when I say drag, it's not drag, even though it does sound kind of negative now that I think about it. But I'm gonna pull Noreen into the call because she was. I think she's got a lot in common with you ladies. And then I may pull in our good friend Brent Holland after the next few minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes, etc., and see if he wants to do a reading with you. He's a host here on this network on Studio B on Tuesday nights. He's got a show called nightfrightshow.com. That's his website, that is, and his show here is every Tuesday. Let me also promote Noreen's show real quick. So Brent Holland's show is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 5 p.m. Pacific, on Studio B here, Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, and he is amazing. He interviews a lot of different people, whether it's contactees, people who have experienced UFO situations, or you're looking at JFK conspiracy theory people, or ghost hunters, and he's also interviewed people like Jane Goodall and Aaron Brockovich. I mean, he's absolutely amazing and quite a professional. And I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Brent, who I think we're going to, drag in as our guinea pig at about quarter till 9 our time, which would be quarter till midnight. I think it might be good. But in the meantime, I am really also happy to welcome to the show Noreen Halpand, everyone, who's got a show here on Monday nights, which is actually Tuesday mornings. Yeah, right. And go ahead, Noreen. Why don't you promote your show?
Oh no, thank you. I'm sorry. Hey everybody. Yeah, I have a roundtable show. It is Tuesday midnight.
So Monday night, Tuesday morning.
Right, yeah. Eastern Standard Time. So me and Angela are out here on the West Coast of the United States, and that would be Studio A. So I want to say hello to Heather and Peta, and of course Angela and everybody out there. Thank you for taking me in. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Cool. That's awesome. So now Noreen, Noreen was talking in chat a little bit, and Heather was asking Noreen if she slept with crystals under her pillow. So, and also Noreen had posted a question to me in Skype about crystals, near electronics, and that type of thing. So I was wondering if we could, basically, Heather, are you off mute? Are you there? Is Heather there?
I'm here. Hello.
Oh, great. So, yeah, hello. Again, Heather, Peta, Noreen, Heather, Peta.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Oh.
Well, so who has questions? That's my first question.
Actually, do, but go ahead.
Drink and Skype, because I just poured a glass of wine. Is that allowed?
Well, I have no comment on that.
Okay, good. All right. My spirit guide told me I needed some.
Good. It's for your throat.
Yeah, exactly. So, Noreen, you may have some questions for both Heather and Peta.
Yeah, well, I think one of you or both of you were discussing the the last few years have been very energetically tumultuous for people, myself included, and everybody. Um, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Have to mute.
Okay. Oh, poor thing. She's coughing. That's all right. She'll be right back.
Yeah.
That must be an important question, right?
Exactly. There's so many communication weird problems going on right now, and almost everybody I know that works intuitively has a weird cough.
Oh my gosh, I just had it tonight. How ironic.
Yeah.
Let me get this question out so I could just mute.
Poor thing.
I've been doing that too.
Yeah, so how do you guys, oh, excuse me one moment.
That's so cute.
I've never had this happen to me, Angela. This is crazy.
No, I know it is crazy. It's funny. I've only heard you cough like once before, and I thought you were getting a little sick back then. And literally, this is probably the second time ever in like 7-8 months that we were talking.
In like 2 years, right?
Breathe.
You guys' healing energy is helping. Anyway, so what? I think earlier you guys touched briefly upon that issue. You were saying something. One of you was saying about getting your, affairs, your internal learning, kind of like, on the right path right now. Excuse me. So 2015. Again, can you maybe reiterate about what you see as far as 2015 for humanity? I mean, I know it's a very broad question, but if there's anything that comes to you, that we really need to hear from either of you, that'd be great.
Sure. What I have been shown is that the vibrational level that will be available to us is not available to us right now and has never been. I know certain, people that I follow that are big in the angel world are saying that there are so many spirits like waiting in line to get a body to come in and live this life right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
On this earth, you are so lucky because this is like the magical time to be alive. There are so many old soulmates that are reconnecting again to do it right this time. Like it's bananas. Like it is bananas. It's awesome. Next year is going to be about being a genuine person. As long as you can figure out that, the end game in this life is all about family and love. And once people get that and they're not afraid to lose everything they have to keep the people that they love, abundance just gets flooded back into your life in the craziest way. So it's all good.
Wow.
Yeah, I concur with that, Peta, because I've been shown lately during my meditations that I have to be willing to let go of things before I'm able to rise to a different vibrational frequency and level. And it's so, it's okay. It's all so good and cathartic. So yeah, but I am excited because I view it as there's never a better time to be alive than right now.
Absolutely.
And more and more people are awakening. So
yes. Yeah. I could just tell you the craziest story. I mean, I won't get into it, but I finally just tuned in. I mean, I'm still a human having a human experience. I can't read on myself. And I finally said, okay, I'm going to do everything pretty much the opposite that I've been doing my whole life. And my life has changed in like 4 months, 6 months, maybe. No, about 4. Just crazy. I quit my job. I did everything that they told me to do. I mean, I gave everything up. I had like no money in my checking account. I was like, okay, what's next? And it was amazing.
It's, it is a true moment of that right now. A lot of us are struggling. And, for instance, myself, we have a big business that's, set to launch soon. And it's pretty exciting, but, it's that last stretch before the payoff, if you will, which would, certainly, and I don't like to relate things to monetary, value or whatever, but it certainly wouldn't hurt to eat, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
That type of thing. But truly, it is about I'm now totally feeling what you're saying about, being, genuine, being real, and then, giving it all, I mean, I hate to say the words, I'm going to say it, balls out, go balls out. Seriously, it's time to really, it's December. We're just about to enter the new year. There are different cyclical measurements of time, of course, and that type of thing. But if we are on the Gregorian calendar, then we are looking at the year 2015 starting in approximately 25 days or so, 26 days or 25 days if you're on another part of this planet at the moment. Because of course we live in the past for most of this planet. The United States lives in the past. I mean, everything else is in the future. It's already tomorrow everywhere else. So anyway,
but we ground everybody. They need us, you know.
Us meaning the U.S. or
yep.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, and it is a weird, it's true. I've never actually heard anybody say that before, and that it is very interesting. It is a balance that does exist, and wow, we look at the origins of how countries started and how quote unquote civilization started, and there was a lot of brutality and murders and desecration of masses, and is that the right word, desecration? I hope that was the right word. You know what I mean. The destruction of many races. Thank you. Oh my God, I think I just totally screwed that one up. Anyway, but we're here now, and we can't really. I will know of the sins of my ancestors, but I cannot walk with them daily any longer. And I think that so much of racism and negative thinking and blame and these types of things all come from that past, pointing fingers and rightfully so, I'm sure, during much of our distress in the country and on the planet. So you look at today and walking forward and removing facade, removing fake everything, and then basically taking a deep breath and walking with I don't know if it's a clean slate. Hopefully you'll earn that clean slate. I mean, it's not necessarily something that you can just pick up because you can say it, oh, I have a clean slate. Oh, no, there's a lot of work for your own soul to be done. But if we walk in 2015 correctly, I think that a lot of good will come of that. And if you'd like to elaborate, anyone on this call, save me.
I wanted to. I'm here. Oh no, go ahead, Peta. Sorry.
Just wanted to add to Noreen real quick that this is also a time where people are changing their contracts. So what you signed up for to come into this life and do. A lot of people are here going, I didn't know that the world would be either like this or in this state, or that this energy would be available that's coming in 2015. So a lot of people are saying, you know what, I'm going to redo my contract. It's all about now. you can change why you're here and the experience you want to have. I've never heard of that before.
Peta, you did? Okay, because I thought that you were helping some people through meditation, like a guided meditation, do that sort of thing by contacting their spirit guide.
Yep.
Okay,
But that you can come into this life and you were supposed to sign up for, X, Y, and Z. And now you're saying, you know what? Now that I'm here, I think I want to go do this. It's you don't have to learn the lessons, the hard lessons, I don't know. That's
awesome. Have you guys read Carolyn Myss, MYSS? She has a book out called Sacred Contracts.
Really?
And I highly recommend her. She is an amazing teacher and metaphysical. It sounds like you got. Oh yes, MYSS.
Sacred Contracts.
Yes.
Yeah.
I must read that book.
Yeah, she's awesome, and
Carolyn Myss.
Yes.
Okay.
So many other great things, but yeah, there are a lot of other energies that the lower energies kind of manifest as emotions or emotion explosions, people that are all the violence, and the Ferguson thing is a perfect example, Angela. And those people have, they are where they are, but how to rise above it, and what can we do to raise everyone's frequency to attain that next level for all humanity. I believe it's possible.
Wow.
I believe it's possible. I'm here to stand in holding the light and standing here through meditation, helping the earth heal, helping animals heal, helping people who need healing. So yeah, I'm excited to be here and a part of this right now.
Wow.
Yeah, Heather is serious about that. I love it.
That is great. It's one of the reasons I've been able to maintain a friendship with Heather for so long. And Peta, I now feel that we're destined to be lifelong friends, as I feel the same thing about Noreen and our guest caller that has just called in. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. But I wanted to say that, yes, we can't. I cannot, and I don't like the word can't too often. I guess, it's will or it's do, it's will not or do not, so when I use the word can't, I really actually mean it. I choose it very wisely. And I have to say that I cannot, walk through a lifelong friendship with somebody who is not true to themselves. I can, nurture, the growth of someone, etc. But, someone that I can count on my, 10 fingers as a friend is something that I value so much, and maybe my 10 toes as well. I mean, if I'm lucky enough to have 20 people I can call lifelong friends. And I do have a lot of, I was talking to a friend yesterday about tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 of different levels of friends who you can call and say, oh my God, I got to come sleep on your couch and I need $1,000, if they have it, of course, and then there's, but I mean, not that that's the requirement or anything like that, but, so as one of the reasons that I enjoy my friendship with Heather, and I consider her one of my closest friends, is because, we will always connect on any level. And it's a soulful connection. So it's not, Heather, I'm not coming to your house and crashing on your couch and asking you for $1,000 tomorrow.
Angela, I've invited you to be a guest in my home anytime you want with your husband.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. But I meant that wasn't the requirement, and I didn't mean to put that as some type of requirement. I was just saying that was my friend's, assessment of his different tiers of friends. But yes, lifelong friends are something that I find to be such a blessing and so close to my heart, because we truly aren't takers. I'm not a taker. My friends aren't takers, and I love that. And I've recently been able to include Noreen and Brent into that, and Peta. I'm pretty sure the same thing will be happening with you as well. I mean, we have only met really this week. So anyway, I did want to welcome actually, and invite, somewhat after the fact, Brent Holland to the show, who expressed an interest in this call tonight. Brent is a seasoned radio host and TV host in Canada. And Brent, you're going to put yourself on the chopping block, huh? You're going to get a reading?
I'm very nervous about this, Angela. I'll let you know right now. I'm afraid she's going to see into me and find out what a phony I really am.
Yeah, that's not possible. Listen, Brent, Heather, and Peta. Peta, Heather, this is Brent. And Peta Noreen already knows Brent. So welcome to the call, Brent.
Hi, Brent. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you all. And hello, Noreen.
Yes.
Yes, hello, Brent.
Okay, yes, so this is my good friend Heather and my new good friend Peta, Brent.
Hi, Peta.
Hello.
So I believe Peta is going to be doing a mini reading on you. And in the meantime, everyone, I think Heather was also going to be offering some mass Reiki for all of us, on Revolution Radio listening in. So
is everyone down with that? Because I need like an acceptance of that they want this energy.
Okay. I want this. And like I said, there's about a 20 to 30 second delay. So I will start watching the chat room to see is everyone down.
And if you don't want it, then just exit the chat. And, if you're not ready for energy to come, and it's whatever you need it for.
Yeah.
So, I can just send it. And
okay, I hope I didn't put you on the spot there, Peta. I was really looking forward to you doing a reading, and
I'm going to mute while I'm sending the Reiki.
Okay, Heather. Right. So, Peta, it's all yours.
Yes. Oh, okay. So, Brent, I'm going to do a little, mini draw for you, and the first card that comes through for you from your guides is about empowerment. and for you to remember you are more powerful than you realize. I'm getting kind of a vibration of just needing to have more self-confidence, having to go in the direction that you want to go. You've just kind of been like, yeah, ho hum, I like my life, it's all good. But to really have a zest for something, you're going to get some motivation in January, like everybody, where you kind of feel like your glass is half full. So they're going to fill it up for you next year. Does that resonate with you at all?
Sure does.
Good. And they said that the block that you have right now that's preventing you from, living your full awesome self is about self-forgiveness. There's some things that you're still holding on to that you wish you would have done differently in the past. And you still kind of kick yourself now and again for them, or they kind of resurface. And they're saying, you're not in competition with anybody. This is your life. This is how you view it. So, you may have signed up to learn a certain lesson in this lifetime, and they're saying you're the one that wants to keep revisiting it. You make it harder on yourself. So they're saying forgive yourself. A great exercise would be to write yourself a letter saying, "Dear Brent, here's how I feel about you." And when you're done with that, you just fold it up and you read it the next day. And it's really interesting sometimes when we write ourselves letters to see what we really think about ourselves. And then you burn it.
Wow, you burn it?
You burn it and you cut cords because you don't need that. You don't need to carry that around with you anymore. They're saying, stay optimistic. It is something you're working on. You're kind of like, I want to be super happy. Are you getting the urge to kind of step it up a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Like you're like, what, I'm not really living right now. And that's the awakening for you. It's just saying, hey, there's more for you to do here than just this. You just feel a little bored. So you're going to be seeing some activity definitely in the next about 4 to 7 weeks after the first of the year. You're going to get something kind of new going for yourself. And you're going to say, you know what? Cool. So after you write that letter to yourself and you burn it, start getting in the creative process. Start planting seeds for January. What do I want to do? What's the kind of person I've wanted to be and I'm just not there yet? And you're going to start kind of aligning with that. And when people say, I've always wanted to be this way or I want to change, I said, well, do you think, you need to go through a program? You need a certificate? Just change. Just be like, you know what? I'm this, and that's it. And that's the energy that's being offered next year. It's just saying, just do it. Just choose it and go with it. It's your life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
Peta?
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting stuff.
And just, the affirmation that you can say every day to kind of realign is just keep telling yourself all the time, I love life. It is your birthright to live fully and freely. And just remember, I give to life exactly what I want life to give to me. I'm glad to be alive. So that people are always like, I don't feel that way at all. That sounds terrible. And I say, no, that's what you're aligning with. So every time that negative chatter starts or you start to doubt, you just keep saying, you know what? I love life and I'm giving life what I want in return, because next year is all about receiving as well.
Okay.
Wow. I'm impressed. Brent, I'll be talking to you after the show. I thought that was brilliant. She knows exactly. I mean, and you've never met Peta, and she truly saw right in, which is, you know how awesome my husband and I think you are in general, and all of your listeners and fans, etc. You're an amazing individual, and we're so proud to be your friends. Yes. So I'm so glad that you took a step today and decided to get a reading. Now, if you'll hang on for the call, I'm not sure where we're going with this next, but if I may, I know Noreen was interested in a reading from you as well, Peta. If that would be okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, great. So Noreen is right here. And then right after this, so we'll have about, after this happens, we'll have just a few minutes and I'm going to give everyone a promo code on how to get a couple of, freebies, the first 3 people, etc. But we'll get to that in just a minute. So I want to take it away, Peta and Noreen.
All right. Noreen. Do-do-do. So, all right, Noreen, they want you to know, first message, and it was like pretty swift. They know you're at a point where you're trying to make a decision right now, and it looks like a pretty big one. I see right now you're kind of acting like the Princess of Cups. And to me, she kind of smiles and she just wants to kind of keep a lid on everything right now. You're just trying to figure out, okay, what's my game plan? It feels like it's around a relationship, either yours directly or somebody very close to you. It says for the next 5 weeks, and Heather and I talked about this too. So the next 3 weeks, I think, are gonna not get worse, but you're kind of in this funk, and you're like, just like you just want to tear off this energy. It just feels really funky. And then 2 weeks climbing up into the newer energy. So for the next 5 weeks, they're still going to feel kind of weird, but then you really go. There's momentum building here. It's saying right now is your time to do some contemplating. Make some lists. What do you never want to draw to you again about the situation that you're either choosing to work on or walk away from? And kind of make a little game plan for yourself. But most importantly, they want you to know that the absolute worst is behind you and new positive experiences are on the horizon. So you've lived your hardest lessons, like the hardest part of your life in the beginning of your life. So the second half of your life is going to be pretty peaceful. So they say, so choose who you put in it.
Wow, awesome. That's true. Because I have been doing a lot of house cleaning as far as many different levels, and also with people. That is true. I think a lot of people are doing that too. But yeah, that's important.
Do you feel like you're at a place where you're trying to make? Do you have a big decision that you're trying to figure out that you're working through?
Probably a few, yeah.
What about the relationship part? Is that you or is that someone close to you?
I'm not really sure. That one could be a few things that are. It doesn't seem like it's a person per se, though. It might be like a project or something. Or no, yeah, I'm not really sure.
Okay, and are you in a relationship?
Not currently, no.
Are you in a couple?
Not real. I mean, no, that's why I don't know where the energy is. That's cool.
Okay, well, you know what? I would like to continue this because I'm trying to figure out how to keep it kind of personal. I mean, or, kind of honor the sacred energy for you. But I have a lot of, people that are showing up. So that energy is either maybe your mom. Who's the stern brunette in your life?
Yeah, that might be one of them.
And then we got kind of a dark-haired, maybe Asian man,
Well, my mother is the Asian lady.
Okay, well, who's the guy?
I don't know.
Well, we'll talk about it. But there's so many people in here, so I'm just trying to figure out. But definitely for you, you're supposed to chill for the next 5 weeks. Don't make stay home. And
that's interesting. Not to interrupt you, but that is interesting that you say that because the last few months I've been kind of gearing towards just sort of hankering down. And when I mean stay home, I think maybe I was invited to one Christmas party coming up, but I don't have a calendar full of things. So maybe that's better. Is that what you're implying? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually canceled almost everything for the rest of the month. I'm just going to stay at home. Energies are really crazy and people really aren't themselves. The male energy is regrounding. And so, but they just want you to know while you're kind of orchestrating your life and you're doing some thinking on some people, they're saying, I need to release the need to blame anyone, including myself. We're all doing the best we can with the understanding and knowledge and awareness that we have. It's kind of like, we're all just trying to do what we can do here right now. And if you can recognize that about everybody and just kind of do a mass forgiveness and then think about where you want to go next year and who you want in your life is probably a good idea.
All right. Well, numerologically, this 2015 will be a 1 year for me. I'm winding down my 9 personal year, which is usually endings, a year of endings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see a lot of swords, a lot of cord cutting that you're doing.
Good.
And the Wheel of Fortune, shows up for you, which, that's a card. I'll be like, I'm going to draw a card for me. And then I keep drawing till I get that one. It doesn't work. And it's just saying the hand of God is over you. I mean, I really, throughout, minus all these people that show up here for you, they're saying, the hardest work is over. It's time for you to just really kick back and enjoy and just kind of be, experience adventure.
Wow. So that's a good one because, I mean, astrologically too, with a Pluto-Uranus square, I was hitting my sun the last few years. That was really, you're right. That was crazy. And that's kind of supposed to be coming off this year for me. So.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, last summer, it just tensions were so high and people were just like freaking out. And it was just a lot of anger outbursts.
Peta, if you don't mind me saying, that's ironic you said this last summer. It's very ironic because I think Angela will concur with me. Yeah. We're not going to name any names. It's not important. But even, the relationship to media and the associations thereof, it was just like insane.
It was crazy.
Now it's calmed down. Yeah. The energy is kind of calmed down in that one venue or area. But yeah, that was very interesting. So go on. Yeah, I had to say that.
Yeah. Well, just, for everybody kind of hunkering down. Interestingly enough, and I've been getting that message for, I don't know, like a month and a half, I think. And today, this morning, when I was doing my channel, I was hearing, and if you've been hibernating for like the past 5 to 10 years, you're waking up. It's time for you to wake up and start participating. So they're the ones that are kind of up and stirring and starting momentum. And so I think we're going to be living in a place where everybody is participating. No one's really checked out or wants to check out. I see a lot of, not necessarily sobriety, but a lot of people don't need an escape anymore. Everyone's going to be really comfortable being who they are and figuring out what that is and what that life looks like to them until they figure it out.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. Listen, we only have a few minutes left, so I just wanted to get all this information out before we continue any talk. And by the way, Peta, that was awesome. And also, I have to tell you that I'm feeling Heather's Reiki right now as well, and I just wanted to give that out. Heather, I've got like this nice, I don't know, I've got some tingling going on in my upper neck and through my arms and everything. So I want you all to know that Heather has been sending Reiki out to the masses while Peta has been doing some readings for a couple of our guests, Brent Holland and Noreen Halpan. Heather, any comments before I promote how they can reach you and et cetera, et cetera? Hey, Gem.
Hello.
There you are.
Hi. I was just typing some things into the chat. Yes, when I was sending the Reiki, I was sending it with an intention and holding my crystals while I was sending. So I just sent it to the mass, to the radio station, to the people that were still on that said they wanted it. And you will experience a greater amount of peace.
Yeah.
And I think most people are kind of, as the holidays approach, everyone's kind of crazy. And I, too, have just been taking down my party schedule and my social entertaining schedule, Noreen. So I think a lot of people are feeling that. Sorry, that was something that was dinging.
It was a nice ding.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. That was awesome.
So the Reiki is done now. You heard the ding, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also, I felt it. It was really super awesome.
You should use a ding for your intro or something.
I think I shall. And I may have to. It's a good point. I may have to grasp some energy from the ladies not from the ladies, but from our spirit, and then through the ladies, etc. Yeah, I just had a major inspiration, so that's awesome. All right, first of all, I just wanted to give everyone. I know Brent's still on the call. Brent, thank you so much, by the way, for being our first guinea pig for the night. In a complimentary way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and Brent, once again, your show is here on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on Studio B called nightfrightshow.com. Everyone can go to his website at nightfrightshow.com. I should say, I think I said that twice. Anyway, I wanted to give out the promo code for you ladies, and I'll put you all can find their websites, by the way, on my new website called angelablack.vision. And anyone who knows me can find me either on Skype or through this website here on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com. And I will have the ladies' websites. But what is the promo code for maybe, let's do like, go ahead. So what are we going to do? Like 3 free readings for the first 3 people?
Yeah, at this moment.
Yes, at this moment.
And an additional really great, I don't know what Peta had decided on, but like a really nice discount.
Yeah, like 50%, something like that.
Absolutely.
And
it won't expire.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then Peta, the same thing. I will post your websites, everyone. It's Intuitive Mender. We're at the end of the show, everyone. I apologize. We went over a little too long. So it's www.intuitivemender.com. Again, you can find these ladies' websites on my website, angelablack.vision, and then we also have the Facebook page of Peta Adams as Creating Harmony Light Path Coaching. And I think, if you use the promo code at this moment, the first 3 people that utilize that code will get a free mini reading or a mini Reiki treatment, long distance. And then from there, there will be a discount. So please do contact me. Ladies, thank you so much. Brent, thank you so much. Noreen, thank you so much. Everyone,